Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're stepping into a world of sound that's, well, different. Sounds that you don't just hear, you kind of feel them. We're talking about recordings that have puzzled people, genuinely terrified them, or just plain defied any easy explanation.
Right, like audio artifacts that carry this sense of mystery, maybe even something unsettling woven right into the sound itself.
Exactly. So our mission today is to unpack some of these really eerie recordings. We'll look at where they came from, try to figure out what makes them so disturbing, look at the facts, the official stories.
And also those questions that just seem to hang around, the things that don't quite add up.
Yeah. We're pulling from the source material you've provided, looking for those clues about the sheer impact sound can have on us.
It's fascinating how sound, whether it's made on purpose or just happens, can hit us so deeply. It often messes with our idea of what's real and what's out. Well, what's out there?
Okay, so let's dive in. First up, we're looking at sounds from, let's say, direct encounters with the unknown. Imagine hearing something completely unexplainable, something that shakes up everything you thought you knew about the world, and your first instinct is just call for help.
That immediate reaction tells you a lot.
So picture this. Kitsap Peninsula, Washington State, early 90s. A 911 call comes through. And the caller, you can just hear the panic in their voice, right? They're trying to describe something bizarre.
Yeah.
In their own yard.
What did they say they saw?
They reported seeing something. Their words, a real big person, all in black, just big, running across the property. And crucially, they stressed it was standing up.
Ah, standing up. That's specific.
Right. But what's really interesting is how they seem to avoid saying the word.
Yeah.
Bigfoot. Maybe they thought they wouldn't be taken seriously.
That makes sense. The fear of ridicule is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But the description itself, even without the label, it paints a very specific, unnerving picture, doesn't it?
Totally. It's like the fear itself is shaping how they describe it, focusing on these stark details, big, black, upright.
And that avoidance, that sort of careful description, it actually makes it feel more real somehow, more raw. It pulls you into their fear without filtering it through, a loaded term like Bigfoot.
It really does. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? If you saw something like that right there in your yard, what would you do? How would you even describe it?
It's a tough one. Your whole reality shifts in that moment.
Okay, so from something spontaneous, maybe unexplained like that, let's shift gears. Now we're looking at a sound that was deliberately made, crafted.
Ah, so human intent comes into play here.
Exactly. And sometimes that can be the most disturbing thing. Not some unknown creature, but what humans can create, or maybe what they can channel.
Interesting angle. What are we talking about?
We're talking about Brian Geison's Pistol Poem, recorded back in 1960, BBC Studios in London.
Geison, the writer and artist. Sound poetry, cut-ups, that kind of thing.
That's the one. An English avant-garde figure, really pushing boundaries with audio, words, visuals, and the BBC actually commissioned this piece.
Okay. So what makes it so unsettling? Was it just the content?
Well, the poem does include actual gunshot sounds, which is jarring in itself. But here's the kicker. The recording engineer, the person actually taping this, he apparently almost left the recording session. He said he could literally feel the evil coming from the poem.
Wow. Feel the evil from a sound poem. That's intense.
Isn't it? It raises this question, like, can sound itself, just the arrangement of noises and maybe the intent behind it, actually carry some kind of malevolent presence, enough to physically affect someone?
Well, Geison was definitely experimenting with sensory impact, using rhythm, sudden sounds like gunshots. But for a professional engineer to have such a strong, negative, visceral reaction, that suggests something deeper is going on. It speaks to how sound can bypass our rational minds sometimes and hit us on a much more primal, emotional level, Maybe the context, the performance, the sounds themselves just combined in a way that felt genuinely wrong.
Yeah, think about that. A sound created by a human, so potent that the person capturing it felt threatened by it.
Right.
It wasn't just art at that point, was it? It felt like something else.
Something had definitely crossed a line for him.
Right. Okay, now we move to something even darker, I think. A sound that captures pure, undiluted human terror.
This sounds grim.
It is. It's a recording that reminds you of the real darkness that can exist. We're talking about a phone call from the Golden State Killer, Joseph James DeAngelo.
Oh, man. DeAngelo. The East Area rapist, original Night Stalker, responsible for horrific crimes across California for years.
Yeah, decades. At least 12 murders, over 50 rapes, countless burglaries. from the mid-'70s to the mid-'80s,
Mm.
and he just vanished for over 30 years.
Until DNA finally caught him in 2018. An incredible and terrifying story.
So the recording itself, it's from one of his victims' answering machines. This poor woman had been getting loads of hang-ups, prank calls. The police told her, record everything.
Standard procedure in harassment cases, yeah.
And then, January 2nd, 1978, just a few hours after setting up the recorder, she got the call. A voice on the line, later identified as D'Angelo.
And what did it say?
Just gonna kill you.
That's it. Chilling. Absolutely chilling. Just flat out.
Right. No ambiguity like the 911 call, no artistic intent like Geison's poem. This is just raw threat, a direct statement of intent.
And hearing that, knowing who it was and what he did, it's a direct line into the terror he inflicted. It's not abstract. It's the sound of someone's life being directly threatened by a predator.
It's frozen terror, captured on tape.
Yeah.
A moment that encapsulates the victim's dread and the perpetrator's coldness.
Exactly. And that's why it's so powerful. Even decades later, it connects you instantly to that fear. It's a stark reminder of real human evil.
Yeah. Just one phrase. Still sends shivers down your spine, doesn't it?
It really does.
Okay. Let's shift again. From human darkness to, well, the mysteries of the natural world. Let's dive deep into the ocean.
The abyss. Always good for some strange sounds.
Totally. We're talking about sounds from maybe the most enigmatic place on Earth. Sounds that weren't just weird, they were initially completely baffling to scientists. Sparked some pretty wild theories.
Like what? Giant unknown creatures.
Pretty much, first up, the bloop. Heard of it?
Vaguely. It was a big deal for a while, wasn't it?
Huge.
Yeah.
This was recorded by NOAA, that's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, back in 1997. It was this ultra-low frequency sound, but incredibly powerful.
Low frequency travels far underwater, right?
Exactly. They pinpointed its source to this remote spot in the South Pacific, way west of the tip of South America. And get this, it was picked up by sensors over 5,000 kilometers away. Some sensors were nearly 4,800 kilometers apart and still heard it clearly.
Whoa, that is seriously loud.
Right. One of the NOAA guys even said it had to be far louder than any whale noise or any other animal noise. Way, way louder.
Okay, I can see why people jump to imaginative conclusions. If it's not a whale and it's that loud, what else could it be down there? A colossal squid, something bigger.
That was exactly the speculation. Could there be some kind of massive undiscovered creature lurking in the depths? It really captured the imagination.
So what was the official verdict in the end? Did they find the giant sea monster?
Not quite. In 2012, NOAA eventually concluded that the sound profile of the bloop was actually consistent with ice quakes, basically huge icebergs cracking, breaking up, or scraping the ocean floor.
Ice quakes. Okay, I guess that makes a certain kind of sense. Icebergs are massive.
Yeah. But, for people who followed the mystery early on, that explanation maybe felt a little anticlimactic. The idea of a giant unknown creature was definitely more exciting.
Sure. The mundane explanation often is less thrilling than the mystery.
Then there was Julia. Another one NOAA picked up March 1st, 1999. This time off the coast of Antarctica.
Another powerful, strange sound.
Yep. And guess what the explanation was?
Let me guess. Another iceberg.
Bingo. Attributed again to a massive iceberg running aground or calving.
There seems to be a pattern emerging here.
Totally. And one more. Slow down. Recorded May 19th, 1997, this time in the equatorial Pacific. It gets its name because the sound actually decreases in frequency slowly over about 7 minutes. You usually hear it sped up.
Slow down. Okay. And the theory is?
Also moving ice, possibly from Antarctica, even though it was heard near the equator. The idea is the sound traveled incredibly far.
So bloop, Julia, slow down, all these incredibly powerful, mysterious sounds from the deep ocean.
Yeah.
And the official story keeps coming back to ice.
Pretty much. Which is fascinating in itself, right? The sheer power of these natural, geological, or glacial events.
Absolutely. But it also makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are these ice-related explanations always the full picture? Or are they the most convenient fit for the data we have? Perhaps leaving some deeper ocean secrets still unheard.
That's the question, isn't it? After hearing about these immense, strange noises from the deepest parts of our planet, what do you think is really going on down there? Is it all just ice and geology?
Or could there still be things in those crushing depths that we simply haven't accounted for yet? Things capable of making sounds that dwarf even the largest known animals.
It definitely leaves room for thought. So we've covered quite a range today. That chilling 911 call.
The strange, possibly malevolent art piece.
The pure terror in a killer's recorded voice.
And these massive, baffling sounds from the ocean depths.
It's been a journey through sounds that really push the boundaries of our understanding. They challenge what we think is known and what might still be possible.
And I think connecting it all, it just highlights that even now, with all our technology, our world still holds profound mysteries, things waiting to be heard. And some of those sounds, some of those mysteries, might be genuinely disturbing, hinting at things. Well, things maybe beyond our current grasp.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it, what other sounds are out there, waiting in the static and the deep, ready to reveal something extraordinary, or maybe something truly terrifying about our world. Well, that's our deep dive for today. We hope exploring this unsettling world of sound, drawing on all that great material, gave you some food for thought. Maybe a few chills, too.
Hopefully intriguing ones.
Definitely. So thank you for joining us. If you found this journey into the eerie and unexplained captivating or even a bit scary, please do like, share, and subscribe to the Horror Docs channel. We'll be back with more explorations into the chilling and the unknown. Until next time, sleep well, if you can.